Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Fly
Yo, welcome to episode 92 of the Fly Route Podcast. I'm Anthony, aka Tony Playboy, aka Lazy Saturday, and I am here with the guys. Does anybody got any AKAs for themselves?
Well, Sam, aka Saints season down the toilet, aka no more betting on the Packers. That's my moniker for this week.
They did kind of fuck you up this week.
Joke of a team, bro.
Hey, Peace, aka Saints Pack, was live. We got that bit was hitting. They had it on a discount too. How you get a pack on a discount like that? They have.
He said it was not.
It was not. They had that bitch 3 for $10 at halftime. They let you get the pack off. I was like, turn me up. The mail carrier dropped that shit off. I said, yes, sir.
Hey,
all I hear is that Ravens fans smoke mid. That's all I'm hearing.
It ain't my fault. That's the pack that got delivered. We had to put in the air because your team sorry. Okay, if they was good, it would have been high quality.
Hey, that's too
Oh
funny,
man, that's hilarious.
But y'all already know, man, it's Tweed Street, baby, aka no coordinator needed, mac and cheese for the season. That's how we rocking.
All right.
Defense wins championships. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yelling with his shit.
Hey, chill out.
Cliff, aka the Glove. I don't got no other AKs this week. We just gonna let it rock.
All right, y'all. We got a lot to get into with y'all. We are going to get into all the breaking news around the NFL and spill some tea on some people who have been acting a little bit wild. We are going to get into our run pass option where we hook you up with some of the craziest things happening and let you know whether or not we're going to run or pass on them. We're going to do some NFL trivia, talk about the game of the week, and some of the best players from our previous week.
The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod.
All right, Cliff, start us off with the news.
All right, so we got a lot of news this week. Not as exciting of a week besides the big note, but Jeff Saturday is taking over as the Colts head coach, as the interim head coach, after the firing of Frank Reich along with the OC. So whole new change up there in Indy. Jeff Saturday, former Colts player, played center for him for many years, snapping to Peyton Manning during that time. So I think they got a solid leader in the sense that obviously somebody who's played the game and played it at a high level, and I think could be an energy guy, and also can manage the team because of who he is, but he's got some work to do. He's got some talent there, but he's got some work to do because of how bad this team went from being a solid should be playoff team to, ass. You went from having the leading rusher in the league to like this man not even in the conversation for top 20 right now. Like it's your quarterback change. It's bad. It's bad. Defense was one of the best in the league last year, if I'm not mistaken, in forcing turnovers.
It's
overall
still one of the
defense
best this year, honestly.
And it's just hard when you want to feel a lot more. Like it ain't in your favor, and they can't control the game and control the game with the run game anymore. So they're a good defense, but you only so good if you're on the field that much. Like you're gonna get beat. So I think he's got his hands full, but I think it's a situation where he could end up with the actual job when the season's over.
All right, real talk. What are the chances that you actually think he is successful in this position where they just put him in?
Oh, none. No, I ain't got no faith. I'm gonna just keep it above.
Like, I don't know how he got this job. He don't know how he got this job, but he told us. He's like, man, I don't really know how I got over here, but I'm just happy to be here playing. Like, come on.
We all know how he got the job and why he got the job.
It's because he's who he is. That's what I'm saying. Like that's all he brought to the table, and even he know that. So shit. I mean, they in a spot. I think they just like F it. We just gonna. I mean, did they got first round picks? They got first round picks.
Yeah, they gave up, I think, seconds to get Matt Ryan.
So I mean,
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, end of the day, like
Tank.
Like I said, we all know why he got the job. Like there's other people that's definitely, minorities and everything that's way more qualified to be an interim coach.
For
like
sure.
you got guys on the rock. You got Reggie
Yeah.
Wayne over there, and y'all gave it to Saturday. Come on now, like cut
They
it out,
have
bro.
multiple former NFL head coaches on their roster right now.
Cut it
And was
out.
like, nah, B, we good. They know all the personnel. They've been in the building. They've been in the room. But nah, we good.
We gonna give it to Jeff Saturday. Saturday.
That's so random. So what you telling me is like, what's his name? The defensive lineman that played for the Cowboys. That was a tight end at LSU. I can't think of his name. Damn, Cliff, you help me out.
You said
You
the defensive
said what now?
lineman that
Defensive lineman played at LSU, then went to the Cowboys. He does the NFL show with Ryan Clark. I forget.
Oh yeah, you talking about
Marcus Spears?
Yeah,
Marcus
that's like
Spears,
you gonna just give Marcus Spears a job next year then? Like, is that what we doing?
I mean, I doubt
He'd probably be a better coach than Saturday, though.
Spears.
We ain't just gonna keep moving the imaginary goalpost to like, it's this. Hey, come on, bro, you're getting it right now.
Like, come on, we all know what it is. That's
Like,
like the Texans was about to hire Josh McCown.
Yeah, like, are you saying it's an interim?
Yo, they still got the plan in place to hire him.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
they not fooling nobody with that shit.
No.
I ain't fooled. I can tell you that. I ain't fooled. He is about a year away, maybe 2 at the most from taking that job. Like, they just got him in that job so people aren't going to say what they said about Jeff Saturday about him. It's like, wait, you've only ever coached on the high school level? And that's the only reason why he's in his current position instead of the head coaching position for the Texans, because they wanted him to get that 1-2 years being a quarterback coach or whatever, offensive guru for the Texans before they gave him that head coach job.
Yeah.
Like, they ain't slick.
Not at all.
Jim Irsay said he just don't care. He's like, look, y'all can say whatever you want, but I hired the first black coach to win a Super Bowl, so I feel like my stamp is certified and y'all can lick these. And that's basically what he told everybody.
But then also, too, like, for me, I always feel like the minorities get the short end of the stick and not as much benefit of the doubt as well. Like, okay, you got my mans coming into Houston in a not-so-good situation, still not so good a situation. What are y'all doing to help this man be successful? But then it's like, okay, well, we're not going to help you be successful. That's just like the same thing in a sense. Let's look. We all know Matt Rule was a bad coach. But let's look at what did they do to help Matt Rule win games? What are the Houston Texans doing to help him win games over in Houston? Nothing. So when the time comes, like you say, a year or 2 out, it's going to be, oh, well, he didn't win games. But then it's like, what did you do to help me win games?
They didn't. I don't even think they gave Matt Rule really. He fucked himself because he had.
No, I'm saying he was a bad coach, but I'm just saying, like, from an aspect
Matt Rule
of,
had
like,
what he needed.
His situation was like he could have lined that shit up pretty clean.
Yeah, he
like
fucked that up.
Lovey can't line that. Davis Mills, I think, is okay, but the Texans are trying to figure out, like, hey, is Davis Mills really going to be our quarterback? Or are we going to go get a quarterback? Davis Mills isn't bad, but that's also got to be developed. John Metchie the third, he's not there. So that's a speedster that opens up a lot for you that you don't have. You got Nico Collins, who's pretty good. You know, you're not going to have Brandon Cooks in the future.
No, I'm saying we know that, but are they going to give him the leeway because, you don't have all this talent, and, readily available or just,
I think
available to you?
When you have a situation like Lovey's, I think you got to give him the chance. I think when you're Matt Rule and you're in Matt Rule's place and you have everything and you're in line to make the moves and build the team, because let's be honest, that Carolina team, all bullshit aside, is a talented team.
Besides the most important position, Matt Rule and Frank Reich got fired for the same exact reason.
They couldn't
no
get a quarterback.
And most importantly, you took multiple swings at a quarterback and failed.
And
Frank
Memphis-
Wright went to go get Phillip Rivers. That man got to the playoffs and then retired. Went to go get Carson Wentz. Couldn't get to the playoffs. Irsay said he got to go, and Frank Reich wanted to keep him. And then they went for Matt Ryan. Same swing of trying to get a bunch of dudes who ain't gonna pan out. They do the same thing in Carolina. They just young. Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts.
Indy being cheap in the realm of like, okay, we don't want to move off these picks. The Carolinas like, okay, well, we'll move the picks, but who can we logically get? You know what I mean? Because they were in realm, they should have.
Sam Darnold.
I mean, they lost. Yeah, I'm saying
logically picked Sam Darnold.
No, I'm not
saying
trash.
No, and that's why he got fired because his logical pick was Sam Darnold.
Picked him. I'm saying they knew they could use their picks because they were in the Watson sweepstakes too. Like, let's be honest.
It came down. We thought it was going to be them.
Yeah,
I think it came down.
Atlanta and Cleveland.
It was Atlanta. It was Cleveland. Honestly, Cleveland came out of nowhere. I was following it right up to before it happened. It was
I thought it was
the Panthers. It was the Panthers and the Falcons and the Saints that was really in the run of that whole division. And then all of a sudden, the fucking Browns come out of nowhere and was like, I'm telling you, they probably called that man. Look, we gonna make you the highest paid player in the league. And
you mean to tell me like
they could have went and got Jimmy G whole time,
bro? But not even like if you got someone like Jimmy G's a good one that is better than what you have.
Both of those dudes would have their jobs right now if they went for Jimmy. If they went and got Jimmy G, and they had their chance.
Yeah,
and the Colts offense, you're running the ball like Carolina. You're gonna throw the bitch. You're gonna throw the ball.
Yeah, but you had Christian McCaffrey. You could have very well ran the ball.
In fact, he'd be throwing the ball to Seaback like he is now. Like both of those dudes that have their job right now, if they went and got Jimmy G in the offseason instead of whoever else they got.
But what I'm saying too is like you can compare like Lovie Smith. Let's look at it because he's not going to do any better than Brian Flores was doing down in Miami, and he was leading them to winning seasons, and they went on winning streaks and everything. So at the end of the day, it's like
the issue though with the old boy in Miami is because look at how good Tua's playing now, and remember
he was trying to out the owners and stuff.
Like if you're trying to out the owners. That's another thing. But remember how people are saying the relationship between him and Tua, like he was hard on Tua. Look how well Tua is performing, and look how, like, granted they did get another weapon, but I'm saying look how well Tua is performing.
I think that head coach is more of a player's coach, and like he
that makes a difference.
I don't even like
100%.
that. I think one of them is an offensive genius. The other one's a defensive genius. And we watched the flip. Miami went from one of the best defenses in the league to a poor defense. They had to go try to get Bradley Chubb to get their shit back right. But they went from one of the least explosive offenses in the league to one of the, I agree. But I think Mike McDaniels
made so many moves offensively when he got there. Think about how many pieces he brought in offensively.
Like crazy because they couldn't get the offense right because that was never his thing. But
Mike McDaniels,
they bought him.
He brought in so many offensive.
He's a defensive coach. Flores is a defensive coach. So at the end of the day, looking from a defensive perspective, and he's seeing obviously on a day-to-day basis, this is my quarterback, and I don't think he's the guy. But they didn't go get him a Tyreek Hill to bring in a Tyreek Hill for him.
Even with Waddle, like they were still a good that's a good duo.
And did he have Waddle?
Yeah, he
Waddle the last year, and Waddle was also a 1,000-yard receiver that year.
Yeah,
by the way, that last year with Flores, he got 1K.
Even without Tyreek, Tyreek makes them contenders, especially if their defense plays better. But without Tyreek, they're pushing the playoffs. Like without him, if it's just Tua and how Brian had that defense playing, if he would have just put more faith in the Tua, because let's be honest, Tua wasn't a bum in Alabama. He wasn't a bum coming out of college. Was he injured? Yeah. But it wasn't like, okay, like we don't know what we're gonna do with this guy when we get him. Like, don't sell him short. Like, you didn't go pick no bum. Like, you didn't go get, and not that Jordan Love's a bum, but you didn't go draft Jordan Love and put him in your offense. You're kind of like, all right, well, we don't really know. Like you saw what Tua did in Alabama. You knew, hey, if we get the weapons and we get a good scheme for him, he's gonna deliver the ball. He might underthrow a couple people, but if you go get motherfuckers that are gonna go fight for the ball like Tyreek Hill has been doing, it don't matter if you get underthrown.
I think he just didn't think he was his guy. I think that's all that was probably.
And it probably fuck with Tua in his play. Like he's responding to his coaching. If you got a coach that don't believe in you, and he not even focused on the offense.
You gotta remember too, like even then they had Fitzpatrick and they was rotating.
But you got to think Cliff brought up like the shit like you think of how, especially because y'all played at college. So for me, like in high school and just like bullshit, that shit's different playing for a dude you got mad respect for, and that is like a player's coach. Like I still pull up on my high school coach to this day and see him and different shit like that, you know? So if you got that relationship, you're gonna play better. That man called me for anything right now.
There are coaches that have real relationships with their players, and there are coaches that keep that distance and don't have that. And when it comes to star players, I mean, regardless of what level you at, even in the league, they still need that. And especially a young quarterback coming in the league, he probably needed that. Like different guys are different. Some guys can come in and just, I'm a fucking ball and that's what I'm going to do. Like some guys need to be groomed, and Tua was probably that guy. And now he has a situation where he's got a head coach who is an offensive-minded coach,
but
and he's also younger. So I think like that is like a big piece of their like. I mean, he just seems like chill. Like I saw the joking shit when they was playing the Bears. He told Justin Fields, he said, "Stop it." And then they asked him about it in the interview. He was like, he wasn't listening. He was so casual about it. Like for real, like he was going off on him and he couldn't stop him. Like
that shit's real. Like you can be tough, like a tough coach, but you got to bring something to the table. Like Bill can be an asshole because Bill's like, yo, I got 7 rings.
He's demanding the respect. You have to show that shit.
Yeah,
you can't be a coach that's all invested in all the players. I'm gonna do everything, but not have the respect of the players. If you don't have it, shit's gonna just go. It's just gonna go bad.
Especially grown ass men. Like it ain't.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have the respect. They have to respect what you're doing. Know that you and not be questioning the calls and shit like that. Like that changes a team's morale. That changes how they view their coaching. That's how they play.
I don't think that happened in Miami.
That shit, hell no. That shit was so divided. Don't even go there. Because niggas
if the top don't want them there, it's going to create issues.
Those are two different things. Was the front office and the coach divided? Yes, but the players clearly played their ass off, because you don't start like 1-6, turn around to a 9-8 season in a season where you're not behind your coach, you're not invested in what they saying, and you don't believe in that shit. You don't turn that type of a season around.
I'm not saying they didn't believe the coach. I'm saying the quarterback change is what was fucking everybody up. Because it's like, okay, I'm playing for this dude, I'm playing for this dude, and then you getting questioned on, okay, who do you want to play for? Like they all played for Brian Flores. That's not a point. We're saying for Tua, it was an issue because quarterbacks and head coaches are supposed to be like this.
Yeah, if the head coach is the one that, if the head coach doesn't want you there or wants another piece, because I mean they drafted him, they've drafted Tua, but if you don't want him there, then
some players don't look sideways.
Yeah, he don't. It creates a rift. Like if an organization probably pushed him out because they wanted Tua and he didn't want Tua, so I'm gonna push you out and get a guy that can groom because you can't do it. So, it could be. And they could have been had, I believe the shit, tank so we can get a higher. Like I believe that shit. Like teams do that. True. Like I know it, and he outed them because he like, man, y'all, I'm gonna put y'all, I'm outing y'all. And
y'all pushed me out the door when
that's what I'm saying. He should have. He turned the team around, had the team playing for him, and it ain't on him. It's ultimately on the organization.
All right, let's keep it moving. Do we got any other news you want to talk about?
Yeah, we got the Raiders waived former first round pick safety Jonathan Abram, and the Packers picked him up today off waivers. So we'll see how he does there. The NFL flexed the Chiefs and Chargers game in Week 11 to Sunday Night Football. Hopefully, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are back, so it could be a somewhat entertaining game.
Facts.
Injury, a lot of talk about the injury issues with turf fields and grass fields. Like it's become a thing, and this is obviously going to probably be something the NFL has to address in the offseason because
they said they did the analytics and they said it was equal.
I mean, I personally, I don't know how you feel, Tio.
We both played on both, so
you do get more grip on turf, obviously, but it don't give, like when you hit the ground, like it don't have as much give. It's just rubber pellets, so it does give. Like you gonna bounce off that bitch, but with the ground, like it's going to give because it's
when you plant in the ground, it gives you A more
Yeah,
natural,
more natural.
Yeah.
It's not that's not because that shit stops, and that's why a lot of non-contacts and stuff like that happen.
Soccer don't use soccer don't. I think soccer use real grass.
Yeah.
That's also a big piece because of the ball, though. That changes
But-
everything how the ball goes across the surface. So.
If you look at how much they're cutting, and I played soccer when I was little, like it makes so much sense for the NFL to
I mean,
try
our soccer team played on turf. So, I mean, I wouldn't say every soccer team or every soccer game is played on turf, but
That's true.
I mean, grass,
I would say some owner got to step up and just be like, "Yo, fuck it."
They do it. They do it because of money, man. It's easier to maintain a turf field than to keep doing that grass.
That's all it is.
Each owner has their own individual like jurisdiction. So like
they can make
individuals. So yeah, they could choose to go to grass instead of turf if they want. The players want the NFL to force every owner to use real grass.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that are being cheaper and want to go turf can't do it anymore.
Which is most of the league. Most of the league is turf. I'm pretty sure.
You know what it's gonna take? It's gonna take one of them quarterbacks to like put their foot down for like their guys. Like if their whole locker room's like, bro, we want grass. Imagine if Pat Mahomes is like, yo, like I want grass and not turf. Kansas City gonna line that shit up with grass.
Grass gonna be rolled out next week. Turf gone.
That's all it's gonna take. So I feel like if I was a top like 10 quarterback with pool, because there's 10 of them that got pool. If my boys are like, yo, I want grass, bro, like and they're helping me out. Hey, bro, we want grass, and I ain't gonna.
It's a business. They gonna. This gonna be something that go through. This something that they talk about in the off season, and
they're gonna talk about it. But them dudes with that pool, them top quarterbacks. Hey, bitch, Tom Brady, Tampa, we want motherfucking grass right now. I just got a divorce. I'm playing better. I want grass.
Oh, don't jump ship. They didn't won one game that they really escaped from.
Yeah,
they stole the bag and kept it moving, man.
The Rams played that shit so stupid. Oh man, my god!
Come on, man, stole it. So
they act like that man wasn't gonna throw in the middle of the field, like if it was wide open. Like, oh, okay, like you're gonna leave it open.
I knew as soon as I gave that man the ball back. Jalen Ramsey said, as soon as I gave it, y'all, what are you doing? They did their job. They did their fucking job. You did that. You knew what you did when you gave that man a ball back. I was like, I don't even watch the rest of this shit. I already knew. You had your chance and you stopped them. I don't even want to watch the rest of this shit.
That shit was just bad.
You gave him 2 chances. You give him 1, you got off. 2.
That shit was bad defense. They signed up for that. They deserved that.
You don't give Tom Brady the ball back. That's on them. But
you can't just play the whole sideline and act like him out of all quarterbacks won't throw the ball in the middle of the field if he sees someone wide open. Like you could try some younger dudes with that. Like, all right, but we're gonna bait you into the middle. But like a dude that's a vet, a seasoned vet, like, oh, I can throw this. My tight end's gonna run a little bit.
Both them teams ass, bro.
Oh, Kansas. That's for sure. Kansas.
Some injury news this week. News for tomorrow: AJ Terrell is officially out with a hamstring injury against the Panthers tomorrow. Josh Allen is day-to-day with a right elbow injury to the ulnar collateral ligament and related nerves. So something to look at when it comes to nerves and sensitivity and grip and things like that on the ball. So potentially Case Keenum could be up if he misses any time. Rams put Matthew Stafford in concussion protocol. Speaking of the Rams, Texans wide receiver Brandon Cook comes back to practice after being disgruntled about not being traded. Giants place Xavier McKinney on the injury list. I think he had surgery on a few fingers. They're unsure about his status for the rest of the season. The Titans designated rookie wide receiver Treylon Burks to come back from IR. So get some much needed help in the pass game. Broncos are placing starting center Lloyd Cushenberry on IR, so not what they need. Panthers designate safety Jeremy Chin to return from IR, which is huge. That's a big piece. And also the Panthers reinstated quarterback Sam Darnold from IR.
They got everybody healthy now.
Hey,
good.
Hey, how they gonna act? How they gonna act?
Bro, they could have had a yard sale too. That's the craziest shit too.
And they can still do it. They don't have to do it now. They can wait and see how the picks play out, man. They might just still do it.
I mean, they can do it next year but they would have hit the penalty, like those teams that signed like DJ Moore, DK that first year. You're gonna have to eat $30 million if you move them dudes. Like if you move Washington moved Scary, them boys weren't eating that shit. So maybe they'll eat it heading into the draft. If it's the year later.
Right.
I bet. Then let's roll into the RPO with TO.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the first question for Keith. So can the Ravens win out the rest of the season? So they face only one team with a winning record, which is the Bengals at 5-4. Their final 8 opponents combined record is 22-44. Although tough, they may challenge the Bills or Chiefs for the number 1 seed in the AFC. So can the Ravens win out the rest of the season? Run or pass?
I'm gonna pass. Like I'm gonna run with it, but I'm gonna pass. Like it's not. They're not doing that. There's no way. Like the way that receiving core looks, bro. I mean, can they get in the playoff and make some noise? Yes, but will they win out without Bateman and old?
Just the regular season.
Just regular season? No, fuck no, not even.
Y'all got a little.
They didn't even change his mind briefly.
Y'all got a little soft schedule though.
That's what I was saying.
That shit can be as soft as it want, bro. I'm letting you know. I done seen them boys blow leads, and I done seen them just say, okay, well, we're gonna. If that happens, the only way that happens, the defense has to play lights out because that's where all the money's at. The money is on defense. So if the defense plays lights out, then yes, it probably will happen. But offensively, I mean. Lamar's looking good. Ron Stanley's healthy, playing great. I mean, we'll get Mark Andrews back, but I mean, it's still the same shit we deal with on offense.
Hey, Lamar is the offense.
That's just ridiculous, bro. Hey, we need you to be the best passer and the best rusher, bro. I ain't got nothing else for you. The fuck is this shit?
So our next question for Ant. So is Justin Fields now a top 5 to 10 most dangerous player in the NFL?
All right, look. I'm going to run with this, right? Now, dangerous player in the NFL is highly questionable. I think you might be jumping a little bit too far too quick. But at his position, I definitely think so. So we're talking about the quarterbacks, which we overvalue as being the most important player on the field all the time anyway. So at that point, yes, as a quarterback. But once you start talking about all the players, you got to think about guys like Christian McCaffrey, who just threw, ran, and passed for a touch, rushed, and caught a touchdown recently. And that makes things way more dicey. But look, the potential was always there. But over the past 2 to 3 weeks, people are getting to actually see the potential, not even fully, because we still have a pretty bad offensive line and not great receivers, but seeing his potential on the field and not just flashes of it through a whole game, because Luke Getsy has really upped our offensive game since the Commanders game. But think about this. He is the 11th leading rusher in the NFL, ahead of Joe Mixon, C-Mac, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, Austin Eckler. All of them have less rushing yards on the season than Justin Fields.
Hey, that boy
it is clear. It is clear. It is clear at this point. Fields was the best quarterback in his draft class from what you have definitively seen on a field and in games. And it's just definitive at this point. No one else is close. And he went the 13th overall pick, and he was like the 4th quarterback taken. So I like it. Our team is young. There'll be some good weeks and some bad weeks, but he is him. He is that type of guy.
Okay, agree. So this one's for Sam. So going all the way back to your AKA at the beginning of the pod, Sam. So is there any realistic opportunity to save the season for the Saints?
I'm going to pass on it. Absolutely not. I don't know what's up. Like, Jameis is healthy but not playing. Dennis Allen seems to think Andy Dalton is right now the best option at quarterback, and the offense just absolutely disappears week to week. Like, some weeks it looks fine and some weeks it looks just incoherent, and it all depends on Alvin Kamara having to do everything. And I just don't think that he is going to be able to put it together to carry a whole team week to week. That's a lot to ask for a running back, a lot to ask one player on a football team. And there are also weeks where the defense doesn't show up. Like you can shut out the Raiders, whose offense has actually been pretty decent despite the team being a general dumpster fire, but then play the Ravens like an actual like elite offense who can really consistently put up points and cannot get stops in key places. So I don't see it this season. I think they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. And I think a lot of it is a coaching problem. Dennis Allen seems to be in a little bit over his head at this point. And I just don't. I don't see this season being one that, when I say salvageable, I mean can see them making the playoffs. I think the Bucs or Falcons will figure it out before the Saints do at this rate.
Agreed. I mean, he got him playing good defense, which he is a defensive coach. But typically, it's crazy in the NFL. We typically, a lot of the times, do see the defensive-minded coaches have a really good defense, but the offense is kind of shaky. So,
hey, get Taysom Hill more touches.
Get Taysom Hill more touches.
Come on, man.
Start James Winston.
Real shit. What y'all got to look? You start James. It don't matter.
Start James.
It don't matter who you got to cue. Well, I think James should start. I don't
James,
know why Andy Dalton old ass starting, but Taysom Hill needs more touches, bro. Like he just does shit with the ball. Like just get him the ball.
But you can put him anywhere though.
He ran Marlon Humphrey ass smooth over, bro.
He did though. He did.
Oh, that's the second
he be getting people all the time though. That's normal for him. Like y'all paying him. Didn't they pay him?
They did.
They did.
Well, y'all don't have if y'all say y'all don't have a real quarterback, then this man should be in every other drive. Like the starting quarterback every other drive. If that's what y'all saying. They do a fucking 2-quarterback system if that's y'all. Well, then play him.
I mean,
he should be on the field in
some
he should be on the field in some form on all your drives, whether he at running back, tight end, or fucking quarterback.
But the problem is they don't have no tight ends, and they play him at tight end. Like if they had a good tight end where they didn't have to consistently play him at tight end, you could just start him at quarterback and be like, hey, we'll run with you at quarterback because he won't play Jameis. But the problem is they don't have a good enough fucking tight end, which is insane that they can't just fucking get one good enough tight end to stay in there.
How many good tight ends are there in football?
A lot.
I mean, Juwan Johnson is fine as a pass catcher, not great as a run blocker.
Okay, that one bullshit ass play he got.
No, that's not
the
play.
Tight ends are slim. Tight ends are a slim position. Are you talking about a tight end that can block? Are you okay? Are you talking about a tight end?
And I won't name Kelsey.
You're not naming him.
No, I'm saying I won't name him because we know it's him. I'm saying I know.
He's saying he will fail, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, you have old boy Schultz.
All right.
Yeah.
I need to get back to my point. My point was, what kind of tight end are you talking about? Are you talking about
there ain't that many
an elite?
My boy, froze out.
What kind of tight end? What kind of tight end are you talking about? Are you talking about a tight end or elite tight end?
We're talking about efficient in both because there's only so many that are great. And let's be honest, even some of the ones that are great in one spot aren't that good in other spots. Like there's only a couple that are what there's literally maybe 5 that are well-rounded, pass catching and receiving. People don't care if their tight end isn't the greatest blocker if they're super active in the pass.
Exactly. So what tight end are you talking about?
That they could snag? They could have just got TJ Hawkinson.
That's not a small snag for a team that's not even
good.
Let's be like that just doesn't make sense for them. The Vikings, it makes sense for. They just lost their tight end. But if you're talking elite, it's Kelsey, it's Waller when the motherfucker want to play. It's Hawkinson,
Andrews.
It's Mark Andrews. Njoku sparked off
Goddard
and Dallas Goddard. I mean,
Zach
the
Ertz,
list stops there. Really.
Zach Ertz a little older, but Ertz is still solid. But like that, we just named like 7, and the list is dwindling as you keep naming names. Like, but those, I think that core group right there though, we're not even putting Kyle Pitts in there because we ain't seen nothing.
No, think about it.
And he's not a run blocker at all.
I'm going to bring someone up who's not a run blocker, but is good in the pass game. Gerald Everett for the Chargers.
I like him a lot too. He's a pass catching type.
That's something they fucking need. Like he's not great. They didn't spend buku money to get him. It was like, hey, he's efficient. And even someone like Austin Hooper, like who Tennessee is barely like.
And
They've
Austin
had
Hooper's
some.
been mid for a couple of years.
He
now,
has
bro.
been non-existent in the Titans offense.
They've had some.
I haven't seen
They've had
Austin
some,
Hooper
though.
make a play.
And he
be
wasn't
honest.
all
Like
that
Jared
great in
Cook.
Cleveland either.
No, he hasn't done that since he was in Atlanta.
You got
Yeah,
old boy
bro.
Jonnu Smith.
They
Robert
had some
Thompson.
decent ones, like Jared
The
Cook. who they
Patriots
had a
ain't
couple years
using.
ago.
The Patriots got 2 tight ends who used to be in the conversation that we talking about, but them motherfuckers is non-existent.
Yeah, they don't be doing that.
Yeah.
No. Hunter Henry was good last year, but
Well, I'm telling you, both those
Yeah,
tight ends was in
Hunter
the,
was eating.
when he was with the Chargers, and even when Janu was with the Titans, they was both tight ends we be talking about.
Where are we at in the RPO?
so I just got a question for Cliff here, and just want to know if CeeDee Lamb is your true number 1, or are y'all an OBJ away from a legit title shot?
Man, I'm running with it. CeeDee Lamb is the one. Jerry Jones is going to get behind this to get y'all to talk. He is not paying Odell Beckham what he paid Michael Gallup, and that's what Odell wants. And he's just going to entertain it. He's going to be like, oh yeah, we'll be talking to him, but we're going to offer him some bullshit ass deal. And he's going to turn us down, and he's going to go to fucking Buffalo, or he's going to go to I don't know where he gonna go. He gonna make the best decision for him because he got leverage. But in reality, though, he's a 30-year-old receiver who's coming off a torn ACL, who did show really good things. I mean, in the Super Bowl, like he was gonna probably be MVP of that Super Bowl had they played the rest of that game. But
That's true.
he did it, and he's coming back from a major injury. Michael Gallup, we didn't rush him back, and he's sparked a little bit. And he's been kind of there. I'm not comparing them, neither one of them players, but I mean, there are similar injuries. I mean, Chris Godwin, like those guys, but those guys are also younger than Odell. So it's like, why would I pay that man that money? Jerry Jones is not going to pay him. CeeDee Lamb is our one, and we're going to run with it. That's what it is. He's not going to do it. It's all for the talk. Cowboys always in the talk, and it's just.
And
talk.
I just got a quick question for the group here. So, will the Titans receivers ever make an impact this season? So they just played the Chiefs. No receiver caught a pass against the Chiefs.
God
so
damn.
defenses. So defenses will stack the box and play one-on-one with no safety help. So they're stacking the box one-on-one, no safety help. They're literally just packing the box saying, listen,
bro, we ain't
going to let Derrick Henry beat us.
They're only letting Malik throw that bitch like 10 times. And then you got to think, Robert Woods just came back from injury. Trayvon Burks haven't been playing. You can't name the other fucking receivers. So I'm taking any number 2 corner against whatever motherfucking receiver they got that's not Trayvon Burks and Robert Woods. Like, you got to think, you're telling Robert Woods, who's older, off a fucking ACL tear, who's really good. Let's be real. Tree Man is nasty. But off an ACL injury, that, hey, we need you to be like golden. It's not gonna happen right now.
Hey, listen,
that team wasting
Derrick Henry.
You wasting and on defense too. How the hell? The thing is, they was in that fucking game. The game went to OT. That's what I'm saying. With a rookie quarterback, no receivers, none of them caught a pass, and you went into OT with Patrick Mahomes. That team is a receiver away, a weapon or 2 away from being a legit team.
Honestly, I think they could have did something similar to what they could have use a scheme similar to what Jalen Hurts been using in Philly with Malik Willis. Let him get out on the edge, some RPOs, things like that to get them going. Some easy throws, things like that.
They weren't.
No receiver caught a pass. No,
he don't have a tight end there. You don't got no receivers there. You got Derrick motherfucking Henry. And he's not helping you that much in the pass game. So
but they weren't betting on like starting Malik though either. Like they really didn't plan on that. So I don't think they're gonna change. I don't think they're gonna change the scheme for him. Like Terrence, that would be great. But then it's like, what if will we do better with Tannehill? And then the other side of it.
I think they will. I think that's why I would run with it, because I think Treylon Burks coming back actually could have an impact with Tannehill coming back, but not with Malik Willis. You know what I'm saying?
They really lost that game because they, like Cliff said, they let Pat run wild, bro. Literally, beat them running the ball. Them niggas had Patrick Mahomes throw that bitch 60 times, right? I'll play anybody if they throw the ball 60 times. You know what I mean? But then when he was running, they just ignored it.
There's only so much you can do though. Like that's a lot of speed you're defending. Travis Kelce and your offense has got it. Your offense has got to control the clock. It's especially with that situation, and you gotta. I mean, that's tough. I mean, that's the fact that they even went to overtime in that fucking game and had no receiver had a catch is ridiculous. Like,
that's what I'm gonna like.
That's
Maybe
ridiculous.
them going to overtime with a rookie quarterback was about the best you could do, and like there's really no point in nitpicking it because like they probably weren't gonna win that game. They probably got about as close as they were ever.
Their D line adjustments were bogus though. Like they would rush 3 on one side to try to flush Pat one way, bro. He can move. Why are you trying to flush him? You're gonna
He's athletic. Sorry,
bro. You're gonna send your best edge and Bud on the same side to have him go against who the fuck knows who on the other side. That's a terrible idea. He's gonna beat him. Like, let's be honest. You're gonna scheme the D line to blitz on one side heavy, and Pat's like, oh, okay, I gotta move. Bitch, you should have left Bud free on that side before he got banged up to be that one person or Jeffrey Simmons. That's terrible. That's normally Frank, what's his name? Mike Vrabel. He's a great coach, but that shit was fucking stupid.
Like, and he a defensive guy too. So I don't know.
Bro,
I think
it was stupid.
This is a good segue because we talked about some of the bad of the week into Keith hitting us up with his players of the week from week 9.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna run through this. I just did it. I didn't do it by divisions. I just kind of had players that I picked out. Should have probably did divisions, but I got Pat Mahomes. He had to run and throw the ball this week, and he had 68 attempts, which is insane. With his touchdown, interception, he was sacked 4 times, so Tennessee did get to him. Another quarterback I'm going with is Justin Fields. Really, it's how he carried the ball 15 times and rushed for 178 yards with a tub. His long was 68 yards. That is ungodly. I mean, it's nice to see him them kind of utilizing him fully now in a way that benefits him. Devontae Adams in a loss. I'm starting to think, kind of segueing off a little bit that them getting Devontae Adams was not the answer. Like I get, you're reuniting somebody with like who they want to play with and shit like that. But looking at it, bro, y'all got so many fucking problems on this team. Like
the Raiders are ass, bro. Like,
don't put that on Devontae. Put that on
Devontae
Josh McDaniels.
Devontae had 3 yards last week and they lost.
Bro,
Devontae went crazy and they lost. He
Bro.
really went crazy. Like, what else am I supposed to do? Like, he literally had the totally polar opposite game. They still took a L. Like,
bro,
shit,
Devontae went 10 receptions, 146 with 2 tubs. He looked great. Another receiver I'm going with is Tyreek Hill, who even with Tua underthrowing him sometimes, he's showing people he's more than just a speedster. He's catching routes all over the place. 7 receptions, 143 yards, 20.4 average, which is crazy. With the touchdown, I'm going to go Jordan Brooks, the young linebacker out of Seattle. 11 solo tackles, 1 assist, 12 in total. And then Matt Judon, of course, had another crazy thing.
Defensive player of the year.
Yeah, my man. Yeah, he's low-key balling. He had 3 sacks. Ain't nobody saying nothing about that. I don't know why. Another one, last person, is old man Justin Houston. I don't know what is going on. I think it's just like he's now not having to rush every time. Like, I got to check his percentage of snaps he's been in. But I think his percentage is going lower, because everybody's coming back healthier. So he's just being able to rush.
Just using for passing situations. And he can those.
Fresh body, rush the pass.
Yeah, he had 2 solos, an assist, 3 total, 2.5 sacks, and he got an interception and gave the ball to his son. Real cute shit. So it was pretty dope.
Yeah, so segue on that for the fantasy segment here for the surprising fantasy player of the week. Man, listen. Mixing.
Yo,
man, listen.
Yo.
Shit stank, don't it? But he had man, so I think I actually played him this week. I was sick, but 213 scrimmage yards and 5 touchdowns. Bro, that's insane. And then the honorable mention this week had to give it to Justin Fields. My man's broke Mike Vick record with 178 rushing yards. Also had 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. And disappointing, we gave it to Aaron Rodgers in the Packs. losing to the
Pack.
Lions. Yeah, and the Pack, the whole everybody. So
Green Bay.
yeah.
Damn, boy.
Nothing really needs to be said about that.
I said last week that he wasn't going to lose to the Lions, and I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
You and Sam.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
And I misspoke. And I misspoke and corrected myself. I should have kept it with the Lions because I accidentally said the Lions and then clarified that I meant the Packers. I should have kept it.
That boy Eric said relax on Fields here, running back.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the problem because Eric is a Falcons fan and he's still waiting on some nigga named Desmond Ritter to save his franchise. Sit down.
So, our honorable mention for disappointing player of the week. We stayed within the same game, so we went with DeAndre Swift. So he only had 5 carries. He did have a touchdown, but I mean his usage 5 carries, and they said that they still think they gave him one too many carries. So if you only 5 carries and you think you gave me the ball one too many times, we got a problem.
They said they was going to slowly work him back, so I knew he probably wasn't going to get a lot of the work. And Jamal been playing really well, so it ain't no reason to rush him back and get him touches until he's fully healthy. But I guess that's just
ain't no point of playing him. 5 carries.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Eric says you still waiting on your wide receivers to catch a pass. I ain't gonna lie, he got me there. I ain't mad
you don't
about
need the
it.
wide receivers too if Cole Kmet get everything.
Cole Kmet was balling.
Turned up.
Cole Kmet was balling.
And when he was turning up, I was like, Ant did say he was gonna turn up.
And what had me weak was when it was I think it was some reporter, I can't remember who it was out there talking about, the Chase Claypool acquisition, and he out there, he ran a route and dropped the ball.
Yo, I mean, look, we all know there's going to be.
He did have a short turnaround to play, so I give him that.
Thank you.
He is not like that. Like
that is still his thing.
That was during warm-ups, though.
I mean, he does drop passes.
Yo, Eric said, "No, hey, I'm still waiting on Pitts to catch one." Yo, the way that they have done Pitts is just wild. Like,
can I point out?
You drafted a tight end who's a receiver and ain't using him.
Yeah,
don't make sense.
Did y'all see Drake London catch that ball and have that shit snatched from him and taken to the house?
Yes.
He
oh
son
my
that
God. Yeah, Khalil Mack. Debo.
Give me that shit.
Oh my God.
It's my Mike Pump.
He looked like Debo too when he did it. I was like, good God.
Yeah, that shit would have hurt my feelings. I ain't strong enough for that.
It's like he took his lunch money.
That shit was so disrespectful. In the red zone too. He was on like the 5-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm done with the players. Sam, you can go ahead and hit us with the game of the week.
Okay, so for the game of the week, this is assuming that Josh Allen plays. So the game of the week, in my opinion, is the Bills and the Vikings. These are 2 teams that have 2 of the best records in the league. They've been 2 of the best teams all season. And I think if Josh Allen plays, this is definitely the game that everyone should tune into if you only can watch one game going into the weekend. The Bills are coming off a loss to the Jets, and the Vikings are coming off of a close win against the Commanders to put them at 7-1. And I'll say that I think the Vikings offense is absolutely legit, but I think the Vikings are one of the most fraudulent 7-1 teams in recent NFL memory. And I'm just going to go through a list of the teams they've beaten and just get y'all's opinion on it.
Oh, he got beat.
Week 1.
Yeah, this is real beat.
Week 1, they beat the Packers. Impressive, right? Week 2, they lost to the Eagles.
No, they got their ass whooped by the Eagles.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the Eagles did.
They got their ass whooped by the Eagles.
Dog walk.
Yeah. So week 3, they beat the Lions. Week 4, they beat the Saints.
Wait, time out. The Lions early on were competitive. Let's be honest. They took a shit like week 4.
The Lions just beat the Packers, and the Vikings beat the Packers. So we're
the Lions are a 2-7 football team. or 2-6. Maybe they've had a bye, but they just won their second game. They beat the Bears week 4 before Justin Fields was Justin Fieldsing, before the Bears were using him correctly. They beat the Dolphins without Tua week 5. They played Teddy Bridgewater, who got knocked out of the game, and then they played some dude that I don't even remember that dude's name.
Skylar Thompson.
Skylar, who has his own merch, by the way. Skylar Thompson has his own merch, which I think is hilarious. Then they beat the Cardinals, who is probably the best team they've beaten, who's 3-5. And then they beat the Commanders by 3 last week. So they haven't beaten a good team, in my opinion. The Bills are coming off a loss against the Jets, who seem to be a pretty good team, actually, despite the loss of Breece Hall. Sauce Gardner is just really good, too. So I think that's definitely a game to tune into. But if Josh Allen doesn't play, I think the Bills are going to have a tough time. Regardless,
He's going to destroy that Viking secondary.
Eric says Sam has next level hate.
He gonna have Patrick Peterson on him. He gonna roast him.
I like the Vikings.
I just
think their defense is. I think their defense is one of the more overrated top 10. They are a top 10 defense. They're the 8th ranked defense in the NFL, but they really haven't played anyone. And the offense has scored at least 20 points a game every game. Their lowest points total was 20, and it was last week. But the defense has also given up over 20 points like 5 out of their 8 games. So when they play another really high-powered offense like the Bills with Josh Allen, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up. Even though I think the offense will still do stuff, but that's also an elite defense they're going to be playing against. So I think that it's the game of the week because of the records of these teams and where they're at as division leaders. But I expect the Bills to control this game and really get back for the bad loss they just had. But if Josh Allen doesn't play, I'm going to give an honorable mention to the game happening in Germany. It's in Munich, Germany. This is the first NFL game that's going to be played in Germany, and it's the Seahawks and the Bucks. The Bucks are 3-point favorites coming off win against another bad team who people refuse to call bad, the Rams. And the fact that they're favored against a 6-3 Seahawks team who's been really good all year should be as an absolute insult. And it's not going to be in the 5 fly because I'm too scared to bet on this game. But I really hope this Seahawks come out and just beat that ass. I
am. Yo, matter of fact, that's a good segue.
The fly route pod. The fly route pod. The fly.
Let's go.
The fly route pod.
Let's go right into the 5 fly. So, because like all that shit you was talking, you should have definitely stood on it. That's all I'm trying to say.
I did.
Okay.
So the first of the 5 fly is Vikings at Bills. I'm taking Bills -3.5 at home, coming off the bad loss against the Jets. This is, again, assuming that Josh Allen plays. If he doesn't, I think I would still maybe just go Bills because of all the shit that I talked, because I want to stand on it. But I wouldn't advise taking this game if Josh Allen doesn't play. I think the Vikings defense is going to get exposed. I think the Vikings offense is legit. But like I said, I just think they've beaten a lot of teams that are mid to like not very good. And the one time they faced a truly really good opponent, they got wrecked. So I think it's going to happen like that again, maybe. And I like the Bills at -3.5 at home here. The second game I have is the Thursday game. And for this one, I'm going to do first half bet like we did last week. This did not go well last week. The Texans hung in there in the first half against the Eagles. We bet Eagles to win the first half by a touchdown. I think it was tied going into halftime. The Texans scored for the first time on an opening drive in that game. So in every other game, they have not scored points on an opening drive. They've had to punt, which I thought was pretty insane, or they've missed field goals. And so I think that the first half, Giants -3 at the Texans is a really good bet. The Giants are coming in off their bye. They should be well rested and get out to a good start. And the Texans, historically this season, have not gotten off to a good start. So yeah, I like Giants in the first half of that game. The third game I'm taking is the Saints -2.5 at the Steelers. Despite my doom and gloom, the Saints are still good enough to beat the Steelers.
Hey, Ant Face priceless on that one though.
You don't like it? What's up?
Hey,
like
look, I don't like what I just saw. And
they said TJ Watt might come back.
yeah,
I definitely don't like it.
yeah. That's what I heard too.
Sam, like, let me reconsider.
That changes a lot.
Sit on that. Sit on
That
that. Don't
shit changes
reconsider
a lot.
shit.
That changes.
No, I'm not. It's Kenny Pickett, bro. Like we can figure it out.
Yo, that's gonna be a crazy bar if y'all get fucked up by Kenny Pickett.
It would, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
You just want to clip that part. It's Kenny Pickett. All right. You start putting belt to ass, bitch. We go.
It's like, yo, it's Kenny Pickett. What's happening, player?
I don't see it. I think this is one where Kamara and the defense hold steady against a team that is also bad. We're coming. It's the Saints are just going in waves so much. They're coming off beating the Raiders 24-0, and then getting absolutely embarrassed by the Ravens. Yeah, we know. We know. But the difference is, the Ravens are actually good.
Can we all remember that Sam not too long ago said that he had given up on the season for the Saints and now he is willing to bet on them to win a game?
Yeah.
Win a game, not make the playoffs. They're playing the Steelers. Come on.
I mean,
they
y'all,
are.
I mean, y'all are y'all.
Yeah,
I'm taking it.
Hey,
I respect it.
Hey,
I respect
it.
it.
That's your squad.
I respect it.
You didn't see me take them against the Ravens coming off the win against the 24-0 win. I wasn't bold enough to take them against a good team, but I'm bold. And the line is the exact same, by the way. The Ravens were only 2.5-point favorites against the Saints, which is pretty crazy. Yep. And the Saints are only 2.5-point favorites against the Steelers, who again are also a bad team.
Yeah, didn't you take Miami -3.5 last week?
-5, bro.
Yeah.
The line moved up, and you were like, "That makes me hella confident." I'm only mentioning it because those are my guys, and
oh yeah,
look at how they done. All right,
man, that game was so annoying because of course the Bears end up losing, but they want to lose by 3 instead of 5. But
we shouldn't have lost. We got fucked on that PI call to Chase Claypool.
Yeah, that shit was bad,
bruh. Like, Ja recently got attacked for asking the ref if he had bet on the game on FanDuel.
I saw that.
I wholly believe that ref had money line Miami on FanDuel. The way he jobbed us on that, like bro was about to do a Kurt Angle suplex on Chase Claypool. The way he had him around his waist, you know that over the head toss Kurt Angle used to do. Yeah.
He didn't even have to do all that. Claypool probably was going to drop that bitch because that other safety was coming in high.
Maybe.
But y'all deserve to get the call. That at the end of the day, you deserve the call.
I deserve to see him drop it with my own eyes. That's all I'm saying. I deserve to see him just drop it of his own volition. That's all I want. I don't want much. I'm a simple man. I just want to see him fuck it up himself so I know who to blame.
Okay, agreed.
Hey, that seems reasonable to me.
Yeah.
And then for the last two, I got Falcons -3 at the Panthers. This is a rematch of the most absurd game of the season that happened a few weeks ago. And we get to watch it again. So I think the Falcons are going to come out victorious again. And hopefully it doesn't come down to a bunch of missed field goals this time, especially with Cordero Patterson back. He's looking really strong. Falcons run game looking really strong. And I don't know. I just the Panthers like that win against the Bucks. Wait, yeah, they won against the Bucks coming off firing their coach, right? Yeah, that was I think a good storyline of the team banding together. But now like Baker's back, Darnold's coming back. They
back to earth.
Still questions about quarterback. You know, PJ Walker had those guys actually looking like an offense, and then they want to put. But again, they also played.
PJ was absolute
horrendous
dog water in the first half. Like they brought him in not because they wanted to, because they felt like they had to. The way PJ was playing, like they were like, it's PJ's job to lose, and he immediately went and lost it like as soon as he could.
And he's starting this week.
Yeah, he's still starting. Yeah.
I thought Baker's starting now.
No, PJ starting.
PJ starting again.
Yeah,
I love it for PJ because PJ, like we know what Baker is. PJ ain't have his full chance at the league yet. Like I ain't mad at it. But I'm just saying, they were like, yo, here go the keys, PJ. And he immediately crashed that bitch.
And on that note, the last game, I'm taking Dolphins money line at home against the Browns. I hate this spread. It's 3.5, and Cleveland is going to be fighting because they have to just win this one game to stay in the division race with the Bengals and the Ravens to weather the storm before Deshaun Watson comes back from suspension. We just saw them fight really hard and beat the Bengals' ass, and coming off their bye week after that. They should be well rested, but I just think the Dolphins are a better team. I think it'll be a close game. So I'm taking the money line at -194. It's still pretty close to like a straight up bet, like 10 to win 10 type of thing. I would guess it's like bet 10 to win 7. But I just think that the Browns are going to make it a close game, but the Dolphins are really good in shootouts. We just saw that with their 3-point win over the Bears. So I think it could be like similar vibes to that kind of game. So I would stay away from the spread, but I still like the Dolphins to win the game. They are at home, and the Browns, despite fighting hard, I think are just not on that level, especially with the addition of Bradley Chubb and improvements to the defense. I think the Dolphins should be in a position to win that game. But, yeah, that is it for the 5 fly. Hopefully we can get some wins this week coming off a rough week where we either went 1-4 or 2-3. I cannot remember what the line was in the Chargers game. But we definitely won the Patriots like first half bet, and then the other ones were an L. Especially the Packers have moved into Broncos territory, a team I'm never betting on again for the rest of the season. I don't care what happens. I don't care who they're playing. I will not bet on them. And like even the Saints haven't moved into that territory yet, apparently. So we'll see how it goes this week, though.
Okay, facts. All right, that's what we got there. We got moved into the no huddle. All right, this week I got some NFL trivia for y'all. Y'all gonna play in pairs, and we are gonna ask y'all some questions, give y'all multiple choice answers. You'll guess your answer. Hopefully, one of y'all comes out with the most points.
Oh, it's cousins against everybody, ain't it?
No. This is NFL trivia. I'm not doing back-to-back weeks of what we did last week because that shit took like a whole half an hour. We got really into it. Podcast is long as hell, so this one's gonna be a little bit different, right? So this first one goes with T.O. and Sam.
All right.
Which of these quarterbacks has never had 100 yards rushing in a game? Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Terrell Pryor, or Justin Fields?
You said, what was the first two options? Wilson and who?
Mahomes. We halfway through the timer.
I'm going to say Russ.
Yeah, I'm going to go Russ too.
Man, y'all are not good at this. Y'all want to take another chance?
I think I know who it is.
All right, what's up, Cliff?
I think I feel like it's like Mahomes.
That's Pryor.
It was one of them. It was one of them two for me though.
Cliff is getting that point.
You sling that bitch, bro.
Yeah, Cliff. Yeah,
Cliff. That one. Hey.
I mean, we all knew the other two. The bottom two, we know they got 100.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is it was Mahomes, so Cliff just stole the first one. All right, let's go with the second one. All right, this one was supposed to be for Keith and Cliff. If they both get it wrong, y'all can steal. I like that. So, which one of these QBs, the same question, has never had 100 yards rushing in a game, an NFL game? Lamar, Johnny Manziel, Daniel Jones, or Mitchell Trubisky?
Who's the
Say
second
the
one
names
you
again
said?
real quick.
Lamar, Johnny Manziel, Daniel Jones, or Mitchell Trubisky?
Johnny.
All right. Come on, Cliff.
It's Johnny or Mitch. I'm gonna rock with Johnny with him.
Y'all want to try to steal?
I'm running with Mitchy Mitch.
The answer is Mitch Trubisky.
Damn, I
So
should've
T.O. steals back. I like it. Yeah, no. Johnny Manziel had a very short career, but he did get
That's what I'm
100
saying.
yards rushing.
That's what I was like, man. He wasn't in the league that long. I don't know if
He
he
wasn't.
long enough to rush for 100 yards in the game, but damn.
He was not, but he made it count. All right, this next one is for Cliff and Sam. Which one of these QBs has never led the league in passing yards? Drew Brees, Dak Prescott, Matt Schaub, or Alex Smith?
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, it's pretty
All
sure it's Dak.
You got Dak too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dak.
Anybody else?
Hold on. Say the names again real quick.
I'm gonna say Alex
Drew-
Smith.
Drew Brees, Dak Prescott, Alex Smith, Matt Schaub.
Oh shit, Dak, damn.
Matt.
All right. The answer is Alex Smith. So
Let's go.
So T.O. is on the board with 2. All right, this next one, first dibs, goes to Cliff and T.O. and Keith.
Okay.
We will go. Which one of these QBs has never led the league in passing yards? Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Peyton Manning, Jay Cutler.
Derek Carr.
All
Like
right.
for a season?
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
I'm gonna go. Man, this is tough because I don't want to pick Derek just because he picked Derek. So it was Peyton.
Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Jay Cutler.
I'm gonna go Peyton.
All right,
Well-
y'all want to try to steal?
Jay
Damn,
Cutler.
skill, bitch.
Yeah,
Kirk
well,
Cousins.
I was gonna say Jay
Oh.
Cutler for real.
You said Peyton Manning, and that man definitely did this shit.
I said Jay Cutler, so I
Cliff is
I was
right.
running out
The
of
answer
time.
is
I was
Jay
running out of
Cutler. Derek Carr led the league in passing last year.
Wow.
Listen, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
The
sir.
time,
And now he is dumpster juice. And so
Hey,
it's
Theo,
crazy.
I got Dak Prescott wrong. I should be like
Yeah.
after I said it, I was like, didn't he just do that shit like
3
2
years ago? Yeah.
Couple years ago? Yeah,
Bro, the
I'm
pressure,
wild.
bro. It's the pressure, but the time running down.
I'm wild.
Yeah, boy. All right, this one goes to Cliff and T.O., who are also in tie for the lead at 2 apiece. Which one of these wide receivers has never led the league in receiving yards? Josh Gordon, Keenan Allen, Andre Johnson, or DeAndre Hopkins?
Whew.
I'm gonna go Andre Johnson.
Give me the name one more time. Give me names one more time.
Josh Gordon, Keenan Allen, Andre Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm gonna go Josh Gordon because I'm gonna gamble that he wasn't on the field long enough to be.
Hey,
That
I'm
man
going-
was torching shit.
I know he was, but I mean,
You going nuke,
Nuke.
Sam?
Yeah,
I'm going-
I'm going to say Keenan Allen.
Sam is correct. The answer is Keenan Allen. Josh
damn,
Gordon did it in
really?
2013 before he
Yeah,
got
Josh-
suspended for weed.
The year
He was
before
a
he
monster.
suspended.
He was a monster. Nuke
He
did
was
it a
I know
couple
he
of
led the
times.
league. I know he was.
Yeah,
balling,
boy.
though.
He was
Damn.
like that. He was like that.
He was definitely like that.
Yeah, he was like that, boy. He was like that. All right. So this last one is for Sam and Keith. Same question. Which one of these wide receivers has never led the league in receiving yards? Justin Jefferson, Julio Jones, Larry Fitzgerald, Michael Thomas.
Larry Fitz.
Michael
Sam.
Thomas.
All right. Anybody else want to try to steal?
Who are the other two?
Justin Jefferson, Julio Jones, Larry Fitzgerald, Michael Thomas.
I'm gonna go Larry too.
It's led the league.
Yeah, led the league in receiving yards.
I'm gonna go Larry.
Are you changing your answer, Keith?
Yeah, I'm going Justin.
Damn, Keith, you got it right. It was Larry. Justin did
Let's
it. But also, that still means like T.O. and Cliff are both still tied. Yo, you were about to get on the board too, Keith.
Yeah. Hey, Sam got him one.
Yeah, Sam got him one. Keith.
Yeah, Keith.
Yo, Keith just backed out his jaw. Yo.
We'll take the tie unless you got a question.
Bro,
We'll take the
I
tie.
second guessed that shit because I was like, bro.
I'm pretty
Justin
sure he just
only-
did it. Like,
But I was like, Justin only been in the league so long. Like, I know he shattered that rookie
Yeah, he
one.
did it.
But I was like, damn, ain't no way he did it
quick.
yet.
Yeah, boy, he did it. He did it
Quick.
ASAP. He did it ASAP. All right, I think I might be able to give y'all one more. All right, so this one is the tiebreaker. Hopefully, y'all don't both get this one right because that'll suck. But let's go. Which one of these receivers has never led the league in catches?
man,
All right,
this is
catches.
Yeah, it's tough.
Jarvis Landry, Pierre Garçon, Wes Welker, and who am I going to pick from this list? Yeah, okay. The last person I'll go with is Nuke.
Jarvis Landry, Wes Welker, Nuke, and
Pierre Garçon.
Pierre Garçon.
Yeah. Who y'all gonna pick?
I'm gonna go Wes Welker.
Cliff?
I'm gonna go. Pierre Garçon.
Bruh, it's Nuke. It's Nuke.
Yeah.
Nuke has never led the league in catches. Wes Welker did it in 2011
I know Wes did it,
and
'cause that's
2009. Pierre
what he did.
Garçon did it in 2013.
Well,
Kirk
RG3.
We'll take the
Kirk.
tie.
Yeah,
We'll take the
bro.
tie. Fuck.
All right, we'll take the tie. All right, facts. All right.
Damn. Hey, I wasn't gonna get it because Duke wasn't even in my last two that I was thinking of.
Yeah,
I
bro.
definitely wasn't thinking Nuke at all.
Ah, bro.
He
I was
tri- he
trying to
tricked
find
us.
somebody
He
that
low-key
was going to
tricked us.
trick you. Yeah.
He literally was like, "Who could I give his last with?"
Well, actually, I had the list of everybody else so I could say them really quick. Then I had to think of a good receiver that I could put on the list that wasn't like in front of me.
Yeah,
right?
you got me for sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking Duke.
All right, this was fun. Let's roll into the Ballers Bouquet.
Let's go, Cliffy. I got a
Aight.
waiting on me.
All right, I got Miami Dolphins outside linebacker pass rusher Jalen Phillips named Week 8 NFLPA Community MVP. So that's who we're giving the Ballers Bouquet to this week. Jalen Phillips has been named the Week 8 NFLPA Community MVP after inviting 18 Miami Dolphins rookie players to join in the visit to the Broward Regional Juvenile Detention Center. They spent time with the 40 youths that are there, speaking about overcoming challenges while providing guidance and inspiration for the future. After making several trips earlier this year to connect with the incarcerated youth in Florida, Phillips decided on October 18th to bring the Dolphins rookie class with him. The group played games, ate snacks, and had conversations ranging from sports to real life matters. In the time, not only were the kids reminded there are people who believe in them, but Phillips helped the first-year Dolphins see the type of impact they can have in their new platform. So big shout out to Jalen Phillips and, reaching out to the youth and kind of getting those young guys, young rookie players in there as well to kind of talk to them and kind of, some younger guys that can kind of relate and maybe help those young youth in the detention center. So big shout out to Jalen Phillips.
Bro, I fucking love that, bro. That's live. Last fucking turn, bro, for sure.
All right, yeah, that's hella dope. I like this. This is a good stopping point. That is what we got for episode 92 of the Fly Route Podcast. We appreciate all of y'all for stopping through, listening, and we can't wait to hit y'all up next Wednesday.
The fly route pod. The fly route
All right.
pod. The fly
We
route
done?
pod. The fly